Hello, Cardinals. We're going to be talking about Investigation 8.1. We're going to be testing a roller coaster. Our focus question for today is, how does release height and mass impact the velocity of a marble on a roller coaster? We have two vocabulary words today. One is ensure, is to make sure, and one is utilize, is to put to use. So when you're working today, you should use the words ensure and utilize. A lot of retakes for kids available. Each teacher will probably have a different retake date. So I'll be thinking about doing retakes for lesson 6 quiz or lesson 7 quiz. If you have any questions about that, you should talk to your specific teacher. We're going to review a little bit today before we start. We're going to be talking about the article that you read yesterday, Is the Sky the Limit? And discussing what factors engineers must consider when designing a roller coaster. And then we'll be taking a minute to review number 2 from our objectives and describe how energy, force, and motion are used when engineers design roller coasters. And you should include pictures and diagrams in your explanation. So for Investigation 8.1, we're going to be building a basic prototype that can be used to test a roller coaster. We're going to be doing this to test the different heights and the different masses and how that affects the velocity of the roller coaster. Your teacher should be putting the roller coaster together for you. You'll be able to see this in the different pictures. I'm not going to go through each specific step. You can read that. But you'll be building a roller coaster out of some foam tubes and masking tape. You'll be using a meter stick to hold that coaster upright and attaching it to a meter stick and marking it every so often with different points. Points A and point B will be labeled on the track. So you can kind of read through this and understand how it's going to be set up. And then at the end, there'll be a cover. You're going to be covering the end with a cup so you can catch the marbles as they exit the roller coaster. So there are, I believe, 7 steps to this coaster. It's going to take us at least 2 days in school. You're going to be designing a controlled experiment to investigate how release height affects marble velocity. And then in the second experiment, you'll be checking out how marble mass affects velocity. So 2 different experiments within one investigation. You're going to be outlining the variables that you need to consider. If you're putting this in your notebook, I might recommend making 2 columns for this, one for the mass affecting the velocity and one for the height affecting the velocity. And then you're going to be doing a lot of predictions. 3 is predicting how height will affect the velocity and creating a graph. And 4 is predicting how mass would affect the velocity and creating a graph of your predictions. Step 5, you need to record the procedures and create a data table that you plan to use. And number 6, you need to get your teacher approval and before you begin the experiment. And don't forget to record all your data in your data table. And then step 7 is using your science notebook to respond to the following questions. You'll be explaining how the release height affected the marble's velocity, explaining how mass affected the velocity, and using evidence. Remember, evidence should be data or specific observations that you made during the experiment within that question. So making sure you're using evidence, and then talking about how energy being conserved within this system, and describing why mass of the marble affects its velocity. And this can take us a couple days. So your to-do list for the investigation is to do the 7 steps for the roller coaster. A lot of this is setting it up. A lot of predictions, graphs, and charts. This will be at least 2 days. And if you get done, you should read Investigation 8.2 to prepare for tomorrow. And let your teacher know if you have any questions, and have a great day, Cardinals.